Do you toss and turn when you're trying to get to sleep? Do you lay awake watching the clock? And when you do fall asleep, do you toss and turn some more? Maybe you've thought about essential oils but not sure if they really work to help someone get to sleep. Hi, I'm Anneli. I'm a full-time registered nurse, and I share things all about wellness for a middle-aged woman like myself on this channel. The things I discuss are varied at times, but they are all related to staying healthy and preventing Alzheimer's disease, which is very strong in my family. So, about essential oils for sleep. What's true and what isn't? Stay tuned till the very end because I'm going to give you my thoughts on the subject. So I really dove into this because if you have watched any of my other videos, I was interested in essential oils probably about 25 years ago. I started using them quite a bit because I was making all natural soaps and I used them in my essential oils, and that led from one thing to another, and I really was involved in essential oils from that point on. I have some information here because I wanted to really look for some peer-reviewed scientific research if there was anything available about essential oils and if they do truly help in sleep. So I looked for information on sites like the National Library of Medicine with NLM and PubMed, which I have access to, which is kind of like a place where information is gathered on biomedical literature, and it's one of the most widely accessible resources in the world. I looked in a variety of places where I would usually look for research information, and I found a few studies that I thought were quite interesting indeed. So I'm going to go over those a little bit, tell you my thoughts, and then also I have some information from the American Association of Sleep and the things that they recommend, so stay tuned for that. The first paper I found is in PubMed, and I'll put the links to these papers in the description box below if you want to read into it further. And this one was a paper. They were looking at studies on essential oils. The search yielded 15 quantitative studies, including 11 randomized controlled trials that examined the hypnotic effect of essential oils when inhaled. So the majority of all those study findings suggested a positive effect of essential oils on sleep. So that's good to know. But lavender was the most frequently used essential oil for inhalation, and no adverse events were reported. So the conclusion in this paper is that essential oils may be considered with people with mild sleep disturbances. Further studies with larger samples and stronger methods and endpoints are needed to build on the findings. So basically, for mild sleep disturbances, they found that the use of inhaled essential oils did have some benefit. This is one I found interesting, and at first when I read it at the beginning, it said ICU patients. And if you know anything about the intensive care unit, patients in there are usually, the ones that I've worked in, are intubated, meaning they have a breathing tube down their throats and a machine breathes for them, and those patients are usually sedated quite heavily so that they're not awake experiencing all this. But then when I read further into the study, this was a coronary ICU study, and it was in the southeast of Turkey. So that would be like a coronary care unit because these people were not intubated. They were breathing on their own, and they were able to answer questionnaires pre the study. The background of this study, it says that the intensive care patients cannot sleep well, obviously, and anybody mostly in a hospital can't sleep well. So the aromatherapy is used for depression, anxiety, relaxation, and disorders related with sleep and stress. There were 60 participants in this particular study. It was a randomized controlled study, and like I said, it was in the southeast of Turkey. They were administered two questionnaires. One was the Pittsburgh Sleep Quality Index and the Beck Anxiety Inventory Scale. And they used lavender essential oil in this study. The conclusion of this study was that the lavender essential oil did in fact help these patients with the quality of their sleep. This study also concluded that it reduced the anxiety level in these patients. So these are patients with coronary artery disease in a type of a coronary care unit, and that can be a very, very stressful time because you've had an event that is life-changing happen to you to put you into that type of unit to begin with. So they have concluded that as a non-invasive, cheap, easily applicable, and cost-effective independent nursing intervention and appropriate for cardiac patients, lavender essential oil could be applied in the ICU setting. So that was interesting. So a third study was done on shift work nurses. So the same thing happened. This study was an experimental study to compare the inhalation effects of aromatherapy on the quality of sleep. And these nurses also completed the Pittsburgh Sleep Quality Index questionnaire. So these were 60 healthy adults that didn't have any disease. They were asked to inhale lavender essential oil 3 minutes at a distance of approximately 10 centimeters from their nose. And then they were asked to sleep with an aroma stone beside their head during the night, or when they slept, if it was during the day. So the conclusion of the study with the shift work nurses, when they inhaled the lavender essential oil 3 minutes before bedtime and then slept with the lavender essential oil stone beside them, is that the findings show that the inhalation of aroma essential oil had effects to increase the quality of sleep. So therefore, this study finds that the inhalation of aroma essential oil could be applied to general nursing interventions to improve the quality of sleep. So those are just a few random studies that I found. I didn't find anything else on any other specific essential oils. And when you look at a lot of the shops that sell blends of essential oils for sleep, you a lot of times find quite a list of essential oils that they all blend. So the question is it just the lavender that you need, or is it a combination of those different essential oils? So the information I've gotten from the American Association of Sleep, they actually recommend quite a list of essential oils that can help with sleep. They recommend lavender essential oil, that's at the top of their list, as something that you can inhale, diffuse in your bedroom before you go to sleep to help you with the quality of sleep and to get you to sleep faster because it decreases your level of stress. They're actually saying that it may keep you in that deep sleep for a longer period of time, so the quality of your sleep is improved. The next one that they suggest is chamomile. Well, chamomile a lot of times is used in a tea because it does help a person relax. So the benefits of a chamomile essential oil or chamomile in a tea would benefit somebody to help them relax and help induce sleep faster. Another one that they suggest to use is bergamot. So I've used bergamot essential oil when I was trying to blend citrus essential oils, and I used it because it was more of a medium and a deeper weight of essential oils so that it would fix all the oils and the lasting power of the oils would be better. Bergamot has a little bit of a citrusy scent, and that's why, but it was heavier. So I would use it for my essential oil blends to kind of fix everything together and have more staying power. But they suggest it helps lower your blood pressure, it helps reduce stress, and therefore helps with falling asleep. Am I 56 or 57? I'm 57. If you like this type of content, maybe consider subscribing to my channel because that's all I talk about is wellness for the middle-aged woman and anything that will help prevent Alzheimer's disease. So subscribe. Back to the essential oils. Clary sage is another one that's recommended by the American Sleep Association because it's got natural sedative effects. It also is supposed to help reduce your cortisol levels because you don't want your cortisol levels being at a high rate all day long. They should have ebbs and flows. So clary sage is supposed to help with that, and then of course that will help relax you and will help you fall asleep. The other one is valerian. Valerian I've only had as a tea, and I can attest to the fact that the valerian tea worked. It knocked me out. Actually, put me to sleep that I almost felt like I had a hangover the next day. So I know for sure that the tea works. So valerian in small doses when you're diffusing would work, but be careful, it has a very strong odor. So you might want to blend it with something else and start off very lightly. Sandalwood, that's another one, but that's a costly one, and I think there's issues with it being sustainable. But sandalwood is a very earthy, musky, wonderful smell, and it helps reduce stress, which of course then will help with sleep. Ylang ylang is another one. Now that to me, it's not one of my favorites because it's a very strong floral scent. So if I ever use ylang ylang, it's got to be the tiniest amount and just to offset something else, because I find it too perfumey and too florally for me. But again, ylang ylang can be calming, and that will decrease your stress and allow you to fall asleep. Jasmine is another florally scent, and it's been shown to have a calming effect so that you don't have a restless sleep, which allows you to have a better quality of sleep for the night. So that's another one that you can use in small doses because it is a florally scent, and if you like that kind of thing, then go for it. Then the last one is frankincense. Frankincense helps to produce a calming effect, which will help you fall asleep. I use frankincense in my oil that I put on my face. It's got a combination of oils, and I'll link the video in the description box also, but it's good for calming the skin and redness and inflammation, but it also helps to calm your body, which allows you to sleep better. So two of my favorite essential oil companies, Vitruvi has a blend called Sleep, and it's an essential oil mix of quite a variety of essential oils. And the Revive Essential Oil Company is the other company that I love. They also have one, it's called Snooze. Now, my thoughts on this is, lavender has been proven in specific studies to have an effect on your sleep. So I do believe that it does help with sleep. As far as all the other ones, there's not enough information out there. But when you think about what we've done through the ages, the centuries, the medicinal and herbal knowledge that has been passed down over the centuries, and the healing properties that people were able to discover way back and use, I think there is truth in some of this because it has been found to be true now. We may not have the studies to back up why these things work, but I believe that they've been used for so many centuries and used in purposes to help people that there's got to be something in that. And the other thing is, if you enjoy something, if you find that it puts you in a better mood, relaxes you, whether it's a placebo effect or if it's real, who cares? Because the fact that it's calming you down and letting you relax is good enough. And then you fall asleep better and probably stay asleep a little bit longer. So in my view, if you like the scent and you have a combination of a few different things that are known to really work, then I think that's a good example of a nighttime or bedtime routine essential oil that you can add to your, repertoire of trying to help you sleep better. I don't use a diffuser in my bedroom all the time, but when I do, I put essential oils that I like in it, and I usually for bedtime I do use a lavender essential oil mixed with a few other ones that I enjoy. So it's totally up to you, and I think either way, whether it's placebo or true, if it works, then that's the only thing that counts. Check the description box for all these other videos, and right here I'm going to put the playlist for my sleep mini series that I've done all these videos about, so check them out next. Bye bye, have a great week, stay healthy.